I've had a pretty uncertain relationship with running over the last couple of years. I've had a knee arthroscopy that failed. Then eventually I had an osteotomy, where essentially it's where they cut your tibia in two and put it back into your leg. Luckily, that worked out. And then in January, I was able to get out and run my first 1K outside in 2 years. I tell you what, it was emotional to say the least.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. He's off. How does it feel?
I haven't got any pain. That's the main thing I was worried about. Oh my God, I love hills all of a sudden. I now love hills. First hill in 2 years. 1 kilometre. I love looking at my legs just flipping moving. I can't believe it. I've just run 1 kilometre and it was completely without pain. I know it's taken me a long time to get here, but I got there. And mate, I feel I'm just gonna have to hug you.
So for the last 2.5 years, my aim has been pretty much to just get back to running. But I'm there, I'm out, I'm doing parkrun every Saturday. And I kind of got thinking, well, what else am I actually missing? And I thought, maybe it's time to actually get back to racing. So I signed up to my first 10K. It's going to be in the New Forest. It's a little bit hilly, but the training for this one is going to be rather different to the type of training that I would have done before, because I've done a fair few 10Ks in the past. So let me take you through how it's looking. So how I'd usually approach a 10K is I'd look up a training plan, follow it, and just basically try and smash out a PB on race day. But for this 10K, it's not how it's going to work. For starters, I can't run as much as I used to, and now I implement a 50-50 split between running and strength and conditioning. So if I up my running, I up my strength and conditioning. It's all about keeping a decent balance. And actually nowadays, if I do some kind of big run, the rest is so important compared to what it used to be, and upping that strength and conditioning in order to keep my knee happy. So here's how a typical week looks.
Monday, kicking the week off with some strength and conditioning. Only way to start a week.
Tuesday is rest day, and I mean serious rest. Wednesdays when I do my interval sessions, so more of that in a second.
Thursday, and it's back in my favourite palace for more S&C.
Friday, rest day, also known as Gavi Day. Just have 1 or 2.
Saturday, well, if you've still got a guess, then you clearly haven't been listening to the Running Channel podcast. It's 9 a.m, it's parkrun, and 5 kilometres. An excellent start to the weekend. Sunday, rest day, or try to rest day.
So that's what a week kind of looks like. Now I thought we'd go on a run. I've got an interval session lined up. We're going to do 8 times 400 meters. So let's give it a go. So time for a 1K warm up. To be honest, I never used to really warm up before my injury. I'd probably do a few stretches, probably a couple of dynamic ones. It'd probably take less than a minute. I'm a lot more cautious with everything nowadays, to be honest with you. And that's not because I've got any pain. That's just because I want to stay without any pain. So I do this session pretty much every week now, normally on a Wednesday. I'm gonna do a race or a run on a Saturday. As far as the pace that I do it at, it's probably kind of about 5K pace, which I'd aim for in the old Rick world of about 23 minutes. So 5K pace, get out there every Wednesday, 8 times 400 meters. So this session has served me quite well as a route back into racing. But obviously at the moment I'm doing 8 times 400 meters. As we get closer to the 10K race itself, I'm gonna up it to 6 times 800 meters. Also the long run on a Saturday will go from racing or running 5K on a Saturday, probably building that up to probably 7 or 8 a couple of weeks before race day itself. So slow and steady. But that's kind of the plan for this race. Get there without anything going pang or bang or any kind of horrible noise. By the way, I'm training for a 10K race, but it'd be good to know what you're training for, especially if you're coming back from any kind of big injury. Let us know in the comments below. Okay, so here's the first one. Okay. I did that one a bit too fast. Just did that at 4K pace. Because I'm a bit keen really, because this is the first time I've actually been outside doing intervals, because I normally do them on a treadmill. But yeah, it feels great to be back outside doing it. Yeah, you ready? Go. Okay, second one down. I'm still going well too fast. 10K goal at New Forest. I don't want to set ridiculous goals because it is my first 10K race, so I need to be reasonable with myself. There's a lot of metal in that leg. In fact, there's probably more metal than bone. So you've got to be a bit cautious. If I can go under 55, preferably 53. Can you see the moving goals here? Moving goals. Right, let's go again. We ready? Okay, that's 3 done. They feel good. They feel tough, but this is so weird, but I've really missed the feeling of being knackered. I like the kind of knackeredness which comes with finishing, because when you haven't done it for years, you feel like, well, you feel really lucky actually to be doing it. So I tell you what, those 1 minutes go quickly. Okay, 4 down. Whew. It's 26 degrees outside. So I'm gonna grab some water. If you get any closer, you'll see my fillings. Okay, number 5. Hills are hills. What goes up must come down. Okay. Whew. Yeah, they get a bit tougher in the second half. 5 down, 3 to go. Some of this is the sun, it's not just redness from being knackered. All right, 6, let's go. Okay, done. 6 down, 2 to go. Whew. That was the fastest minute ever. Whew. This is tough. You know what, it's far tougher outside than it is on treadmill. Far tougher. Okay. Oh God. My knee feels pretty normal. It gets a bit tingly if I run on hard ground for quite a long time, so I try to do more trails and grass, and going down hills I tend to do a lot more tiptoe running, which I'll probably grow out of, but don't forget I've got a new cadence, I've got new running form, my whole leg's moving mechanically extremely differently to what it was 3 years ago. So you just got to bear with it. Last 400 meters, let's go. Quicker you run, sooner you finish. Nice and steady wins the race. And that's it. Oh my God. Straight. Oh, that was really hard. Really hard. Woo, that felt amazing. A few more of those interval sessions and some long runs building up, and it should be all right for the New Forest 10K. It's gonna be tough, but my God, it's gonna be emotional. I can't wait for it. But while we wait for that, check out this challenge that the guys did that was actually pretty impossible to do. I'm off for a cool down.